Yeah, I had to go out, have a walk with the dog, clear my mind about this club. What another disappointing day. I demanded a win, and we couldn't manage it, and we almost lost the game against Burnley. We haven't won in so many matches. We haven't been able to beat any of the bottom three. Obviously, we beat West Ham early on in the season away, but they beat us last weekend. Can't beat Wolves at home. It's dreadful. The results, performances. And yes, today we did create more chances. Their keeper had a bit of a worldie, made some really good saves. But what is wrong with these forward players? You know, I hear a lot of fans saying, look, you know, we haven't got a clue what we're doing. There's no plan. These players, I have to say, guys, honestly, I know we give a lot of heat to the manager, but these players, you know, whatever formation or tactics they're given, they should be able to beat Burnley just on ability alone. But we've lost so much confidence. The team, you know, we went with what? 3 at the back, wing backs. I'm thinking, okay, you know, is that a bit defensive, playing 3 at the back against Burnley? Possibly, but if we were going to get the width from our fullbacks, that kind of made sense. But we just couldn't score enough goals. We can't defend. And Burnley played some nice football at times in that game, and caused us problems. And we're just desperate. The way we play football, it's just like how do I explain it? It's you know, we're trying, yeah, we're running around a lot. The players are obviously, you could see that they're under pressure to get a win today, but they just can't. There's just not enough composure, and the quality argument of these players, you know, is very questionable. And I'm not happy with the players. I am really not. Yes, we can put a lot to the manager, but these players, you know, they are such a letdown, and it is a worry if they do sack Frank and another manager comes in. Are they going to get more out of this lot? Because they've already, you know, had a terrible season in the league last year. This season they've been dreadful. It's such a bad mentality issue. And I could totally get the argument in the fan base that these players are just not good enough. But I say that, I just think like with football, a lot about it is about belief and confidence and believing in your ability. And Thomas Frank has not managed to do that with this team. He hasn't. You know, the players are looking worse than they are. Yes, we have injuries. We bring in Conor Gallagher, right? And he's playing in a double pivot with Basuma. He doesn't move it fast enough. He hasn't got that, you know, quick 1-2s, you know, passing sideways, backwards, like the crowd was singing. They were singing that, Thomas Frank, your football is shit. They were singing Frank out again. This is unheard of this season. The unhappiness of the fans, home and away, and they're having an awful time watching our club. People at home watching it as well. It is just desperate stuff. We don't look forward to it anymore. We're thinking, okay, Burnley away. We just come off a good win against Dortmund. Surely we can turn Burnley over. They're not as good as Dortmund, but we struggle so much. And where does this leave the season? There's relegation talk. Of course, West Ham winning 8 points behind us. You look at our fixtures. Are we going to win them? I don't know. We honestly probably do need another manager, and that's even just to give a manager bounce so we can pick up some points and some wins and have some joy watching our team play football. It's tragic stuff, embarrassing stuff. I am in disbelief of how poor a side we're under Thomas Frank. And he is so calm about it in his press conference after the game, saying we played well. We did a lot right, but the result's not there. But the performance is good. It just can't go on any longer. If you look at those fixtures coming up, we're going to be in for a torrid time. And the transfer window, it's so important. Are the club going to splash out on a couple of top players to lift this side in their attacking third, crying out for goal scorers and people who can create some composure in front of goal? Someone to really get a hold of this team. Are they going to do it? Probably not. We probably will get a loan, or we'll probably get a player that a lot of the fan base is not convinced by. Some will be happy with, some won't. Like the whole talk about Robertson, that signing is split. It is desperate times for Spurs, and I'm sorry if I'm rambling on here, but it's kind of, I need to get it off my chest how I feel, and as I said, it's just such a tragic season that as fans, just in general in life, we work hard, we've got families, we do what we need to do, and we look forward to watching the football every week and to give us some joy, some excitement, celebrate goals. There's nothing this season. Okay, the Dortmund game was good, but that, what is it, 2 wins in 14 in the league? The form is awful, and the football, even though a little bit better today, but we're playing Burnley. We're going to have all the ball against Burnley. Burnley plan just to sit in there and defend, and they battled away, and they got some joy against Spurs, because any team can get joy against Spurs if they really want to. They can just stay in the game, because Spurs will always give you opportunities under this manager. The players, the manager, the board, so much wrong at this club, and we are, what is happening right now is rinse and repeat conversations. You'll notice this every show you watch, every post you read, everything you read online. It's just the same issues. Spurs are massively underperforming under Thomas Frank, to the point that we can't even beat teams in the bottom half of the league anymore. And I do worry that this slide will continue. Will we get relegated? Well, I don't think we'll get relegated, but we're not going to be far away from those bottom 3. West Ham have got to win a lot of games to catch us. And yeah, we could lose a lot of games. It's not totally out of the question if West Ham go on a mad run, but there's other teams below us around us of similar points. They're all fighting it out to get up that table. The European football dream is finished now. There's no chance we can come back now unless we get a real top manager in this, as soon as possible, and we sign a couple of top players. Then maybe we could go on a last minute fight up that league. Champions League football in the week on Wednesday, knowing that we win away to Frankfurt, we'll qualify in the top 8, and then we'll wait to see who we're drawn into in the next round. So obviously there'll be the playoff matches to be done. But even that, we want to be in the Champions League, but we all know that this team don't give you any belief that it's going to go very far. It's not like when we were under Pochettino, where we had belief and we've played some fantastic matches in the competition. We were brilliant. We were a really good side and a match for anyone on our day. We don't feel like that with Frank. It'll just be kind of, what I mean, it'd be hope, isn't it? Hope that we can get through these knockout rounds and we will come across a good side and they will knock us out, and that will be it. It'll just be back to the league survival. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, we're not going to push for Europe now under Thomas Frank. We're going to be looking to pull away from the relegation zone, and that's the target now. Our target is to win a game of football. It's that bad. These players are terrible, honestly. They have been terrible all season. Are they better than what we've seen? I don't know anymore. I've lost hope. The players, the manager, the board, Vinay, Lange, Enoch, um, the Lewis family, whoever. I've lost faith in everything at the club right now. I am broken. I am broken with it all. I can't defend players. We needed a playmaker midfield, a passer of the ball, and we signed Conor Gallagher. He's just not that. Conor Gallagher playing in a double pivot. I mean, thinking back about Gallagher, he was a sort of player who'd run into the box and try and score goals, right? Playing in a midfield three. I don't know what you want to call it, crash in the box or something like that. He wasn't the sort of person in that central midfield to dictate play, make they spread those balls out. It was okay on the ball, but it was too slow, wasn't it? It was too slow with him. But Suma back in the scene. I know we're depleted. I know Palinia's out, Bentancur's out, Gray is tired, Bergwell's out. I know Sarr back from AFCON. I know we're very limited in that area, but not to be able to beat Burnley away. But this is it, isn't it? Why are we surprised? Why are we surprised about this result? We all could see it happening. We're all worried. Could we beat Burnley? And I said it. I'm worried. Could we beat Burnley? And we couldn't. We couldn't beat them. Can't beat many teams in this league anymore. We're done. We're finished. The season, you might as well call it a write-off unless they bring in a top manager and a couple of top signings before the end of the January window. I know I keep repeating myself, but I have to live in some kind of hope that things can be turned around. Frank, it was the wrong appointment. And it's as simple as that. And I don't know how he can survive this. There's more talks Monday morning. Will he keep his job? Knowing that there's a game on Wednesday against Frankfurt, and the club will see that as an important match. They won't want too much change in that period. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. And it will be like, reports of Thomas Frank's gone out to lunch with Vinay and Johan Lang. Everything's rosy. Yeah, they believe in him as a manager. What do they believe in him for him to change, for him to improve? What's got better? Nothing has got better. It's getting worse. Nothing's improving. I don't understand it. Honestly, guys, I am at loss. I really don't know what to say anymore. I'm sorry about this rant and this moan and this whining from me, but I've got to get it off my chest. We're an awful football team under Thomas Frank, and these players, I'm starting to not believe in so many more. The week goes on, week goes by, and people think a manager will come in and get more out of them. I don't know anymore. Honestly, I don't know what to believe anymore. The whole thing is shit and rubbish, and I'm just sick of it. And I don't know what else to say. That's it. I'm done. Please, guys, leave your comments. How are you feeling? How are you dealing with this shocking time? It's back to the 90s. But even though when we were playing in the 90s, at least we had some players with some character. We had a bit of skill and attacking flair in the 90s, even though we used to lose a lot. But at least we had something to watch and kind of ability in players. What have we got in this team? We've got nothing. Nothing really that's going to excite you. Our centre-back scoring goals, that's it. And they can't defend. They can't defend. The whole thing is shit, and that's it. That's all I've got to say. Thank you if you managed to stay in for the whole of this video, because it's nonsense stuff I'm talking. I'm talking just waffling away, desperate stuff from me. Real-time low. Big up to everybody who watches me. Big up to everyone who supports the channel, gives your comments, smashes the like button, subscribes. I appreciate you all. You guys keep me going on this YouTube channel, because, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. I really couldn't do it. It's important, you guys, for following me and everything. And that's it. I'm done. Guys, hope you have a good Sunday. And the mess of Spurs will continue. Good night.